Buongiorno. Good morning. How are you? Kalimera. I'm Gary Alex, GaryAlexAudio.com. And today, I'm going to be doing my 2-hour challenge. I'm basically going to write, record, and mix a song in 2 hours. It's just a fun little exercise I like to do. I usually just go with my first takes. I don't usually do any editing or click tracks or anything. Just quick and dirty, 2 hours, get it done, and move on. So we're going to start with our basic drum setup. We got the snare drum mic'd up with the Biodynamic M201, and that is going into a Neve 1073 preamp. We have 80 hertz rolled off. We're adding a little bit at 200 and taking out 700 a little bit, and a little high-end boost there. Our hi-hat microphone is an Octava MK012, and it's kind of right at the edge of the hi-hat there, about a foot up. That's going into the Focusrite ISA preamp with pretty much all of the low end rolled off. We have tom mics. We've got uncapped SM58s. Those are going into the RME Fireface UFX preamp. And the floor tom is being mic'd up with the Sennheiser MD421, also through the RME. Overheads, we're going with a space pair of SM81s, and those are going into the API, A2D. Thing sounds like butter. There's a omnidirectional reference microphone. I think it was like 50 bucks. It's a Behringer as a smash microphone. It's going through our Warm Audio WA273. We're rolling off 50 hertz and below, and we're going into the the WA76 with all buttons in. We're just going to smash the hell out of that. We're going with our kick drum mic. It's a Beta 52A, and it's just inside the port. I'm not using the outside kick mic, the KSM27. I'm not going to use that today. The kick drum mic is going into our Chameleon Labs 7602, also rolling off below 50 hertz, a little boost at 60, taking out 360 a little bit, and a little boost at 4.9. That Chameleon Labs was modified by Zen Pro Audio, the full mod, so it's supposed to sound like that. We'll see. So we're going to get to it. We're going to bang some drums out. Literally going to write and record the song on the fly. So wish me luck. So we got a Pro Tools set up, and we're just going to get some quick bubbles here. See if this works. I probably should have mentioned that I'm not a drummer. I know I want it to be kind of fast and kind of heavy, kind of dirty. So I don't know. that first take there, and I'm basically cutting out a section and connecting it so that it's shorter. And yeah, there we go. We're going to come up with something from that. All right, let's slap together some bass now. So I'm using my Squire here, Fender P bass. We're going into the Sans amp. A little bit of drive, some presence, and that's going into the Neve. I'm not using any EQ controls on that. So yeah, let's give this a shot and see what happens. Let's give this a shot. I've got sort of an idea of what I want to do. I thought about it, listened to it, and we're going to give it a shot. Whatever. There we go. Bass is done. Got to have coffee. For guitars, we're going to break out this Jackson Dinky, and we're going to go into our PV6505 Plus combo here. This is an SM57, and as you can tell, it's pretty close to the grill there, pointing just off the edge of the dust cap. I have been using a 10-band graphic EQ just to kind of do a little shaping, and I'm using a Tube Screamer clone in front of the amp too. So we're going with a classic metal tone there, and let's give the guitars a shot. All right, now it's time for some guitars. Let's get this going. Like I said, we're going into the Neve, and no EQ on that. I'm just actually rolling off the low end at 80 hertz and below. And I'm not even sure if I'm in tune. I didn't bother tuning up the bass before I started this, so we're just literally winging it. And yeah, so I'm just going to give this a practice through, and then we'll give it a real take. So let's make sure I got a level on my headphones. more volume on my headphones. Okay. I'm recording at about, the amp is in the room, it's about 75 decibels, so it's not cranking loud by any stretch. So let's see what this, how this works. I missed a note. All right, now we're just going to double it and try to remember what I played. I really wanted to hit that G on that sort of the middle part there, but I missed it the first time, so I'm going to try it the second time. That's it. Guitars are done. All right, so we got our basics down. And I think I need to add some solo stuff. So I'm gonna go direct. Yeah, we're gonna go direct into the API. Same guitar, and we're gonna use a plugin, an amp simulator. Let's figure this out. So for the lead thing, I just played through it a little bit, and I'm using this Neural DSP archetype Nolly, going with a little delay and a little reverb, and the 6505, or that's probably the 5150. Yeah. So yeah, we're just gonna add a little something on this this section right here. And we'll see how it goes. All right, now it's time to throw on a little solo. And yeah, I played through it a couple of times. I don't really know what I'm gonna do, but I'm just gonna try to play fast. So let's get this ready to record. All right, so I did end up doing a quick little punch in at the very end of that solo, and I'm just gonna go with it because, like I said, this is let's write, record, and mix a song in 2 hours, and I've got about 15 minutes left. So I'm gonna get to the mixing stage and call it a day. Hi, Rev. How's it going? Am I making too much noise down there? Hey, Cease. What's up? Just chilling, huh? All right. Enjoy your morning nap. All right, so I got the drums processed quickly. The kick, I'm going with a little SSL channel, just a little bit of EQ, touch of compression, and the lo-fi. Snare drum, we got auto align. It's the overheads are all lined up with the snare. SSL channel. A little more EQ, and a lo-fi. Also got a large wooden room reverb on the snare and toms. Toms, just a little bit of EQ. The smash, just a little bit of EQ. The overheads, like I said, I've got auto align going on, and then a little bit of EQ on those. And then the hi-hat, just taking out more low end. Drums are all going through a drum bus. Just using this on the Neve setting on the console. A little bit of SSL compression, and then running it through some tape. Also got parallel compression on the kick, snare, and toms. Hitting it pretty good with the SSL comp. And then the drums dirt, I got the direct the toms and the snare and kick going through that just to blend in a little bit of distortion. All right, bass and guitars were quick and dirty. I did a little bit of EQing on the bass, threw on the CLA 76 with a pretty good amount of compression, and then finished it off with the L1. Guitars, I went with the Helios Eddie Kramer. I'm hitting the 60 right there, but I'm not boosting it. It just adds a lot of body, and then a little touch of 1K on the guitars. About 5 dBs of compression on the 3A, and rolling off a little low end. Lead guitars, it was, like I said, the Archetype Nolly plug-in for that lead part, rolled off a little bit of low end. On the guitar solo, I also used the Nolly plug-in, the JCM 800, and we rolled off some low end, and I threw on a little bit of the Renaissance compressor. I've got an instrument delay and also a widener, like the guitar doubler. And then on the bus, we've got Neve setting on the console, about 1 to 2 dBs of compression on the SSL. We're adding this for, we're not actually compressing anything on the Puig compressor, we're just using it for the color. Rolling off a little bit of low end and boosting a little bit of highs on the side. We do use some stereo widths at 119% and 90 hertz on the mono maker. I like to use the Oxford inflator a little bit, just touching it, and then Slate's virtual mastering tool to kind of crank things up and get things loud, and then finishing it off with Isotope's Ozone transient maximizer. And that's basically it. I'll probably have to do some quick automation right now and then finish it off and bounce it and call it a day. So, finished the mix and listened to it in the car, and I was pretty happy with it. It sounded really good. After further review, though, I decided that I did actually like the idea, and I was going to spend a little bit more time on it the next day. So I spent about another hour just making some tweaks and some final automations and edits. What I found was that there were a couple of things that were obviously wrong with the recording from a mostly drumming standpoint, which kind of screws up everything. So I did make a couple of edits to tighten things up, just like move some things around a little bit. Nothing crazy. I didn't use Beat Detective or quantize anything just because I never even used a click track, so it would have been really difficult to do. I also thought that it would be cool to throw in a bass drop and at the end to kind of end the song, to kind of end it out on a bang, because who doesn't like a bass drop? And I thought that it needed something as an intro, so I threw in sort of this like effect swell thing, and I automated a tape delay to oscillate and kind of lead into the song. So you'll hear that. And I did end up deciding that I threw some samples. I threw a kick drum and a snare drum sample on, and I blended it in. And I think I added a couple of additional plugins, so I'll kind of go through that quickly. So as you can see, there's everywhere you see these lines, that's where I cut and kind of move things around a little bit just to tighten things up. So there were quite a few spots that will sound better now. I added some samples on the kick drum. Actually, there's 2 samples there. And same thing with the snare drum. I threw on a couple of samples, blended it in. What else did I do? Oh, I also decided to throw on the drum leveler on the kick drum track. This way all of my kick hits are a little bit more uniform and same sort of volume and velocity. So that made a difference. And what else did I do? Oh, on the bass guitar, I decided to throw on a multi-band compressor. Especially the high end, the upper mid-range was kind of poking through a little bit too much, so I smoothed that out with the C4. Here is the swell that I threw on in the beginning, and I automated. You can see the tape echo feedback was automated. And yeah, I did some automation on the guitar solo in the lead section. On the mix bus, I did make some changes. I decided to dip out on the mids, the mid information. I took out a little bit at 239 hertz, and on the sides, I dipped out a little bit extra at 377. And last thing that I did was I also decided to use the linear phase multiband, and really kind of made the whole mix sit nicer tonally. So here's the final mix.